Hey, anime lovers and accidental indoor gardeners. Welcome to the Ultimate Chill Session, where we're diving into the top 10 anime that made me want to touch grass, but I didn't. Because let's be real, who actually wants to go outside when you have snacks and Wi-Fi? These shows are so peaceful, so vibes only. They'll make you want to kick off your shoes, roll out a picnic blanket, and soak up some serious nature energy, all from your couch. Whether it's lush forests, quiet towns, or magical spirits hanging out in the grass, these animes will give you major wanderlust and existential peace without a single bug bite or sunburn. So grab your favorite drink, sit back, and prepare to touch grass, metaphorically. Let's get into it. Starting the list with number 10, Haibane Renmei. If Haibane Renmei were a song, it'd be a soft whisper in a quiet room, the kind that sneaks up on you and stays in your soul long after it ends. This underrated early 2000s anime feels like touching grass. If that grass was growing in a mysterious, foggy town where angels live quietly, figuring out what it means to be alive. The story follows Raka, a newly born Haibane, a winged, haloed being who wakes up in a strange town surrounded by high walls, with no memory of her past. The show isn't about epic battles or flashy powers. It's about acceptance, guilt, and the gentle struggle of finding peace within yourself. Every episode feels like a slow walk through Misty Field, where the world is soft, kind, and a little bit melancholy. The animation is simple but beautiful, focusing on warm colors and quiet moments. Birds flying, leaves falling, and people helping each other heal. Haibane Renmei is a meditation on second chances and redemption, wrapped in a fantasy setting that feels deeply human. It makes you want to sit outside, close your eyes, and just breathe in the calm. If you're tired of loud, fast-paced shows and want something that soothes your mind like a lullaby, this is your pick. It's like a secret garden where you can touch grass without a care, knowing the world is quietly mending itself around you. So yeah, Haibane Renmei won't just make you want to touch grass. It'll make you want to rest in it. On number 9, The Eccentric Family. Imagine if your family reunion was hosted by shape-shifting Tanuki, raccoon dog, wise old Tengu flying overhead, and Tokyo acting like a magical playground. Welcome to The Eccentric Family, the anime equivalent of a warm cup of tea mixed with a dash of surreal folklore and a sprinkle of, wait, what just happened? Our protagonist, Yasuburo, is a cheeky Tanuki who spends most of his time pulling pranks, evading responsibility, and navigating the wild urban jungle with a bunch of quirky relatives who look like they raided a Japanese mythology cosplay party. It's like Naruto and My Neighbor Totoro had a weirdly charming child who grew up in Kyoto. This show is slow but never boring. It's more sip your matcha and pet your cat than fast-paced action thriller. The colorful animation and intricate cityscapes will make you want to take a leisurely stroll through the actual streets of Kyoto, stopping to admire the cherry blossoms and definitely touch some grass. What really hits home? The themes of family, belonging, and finding your own place in a world that's a little off-kilter. Plus, the soundtrack is so chill it could make a sloth want to do yoga. Watching this show makes you want to sit in a park, people watch, and consider how many Tanuki might be hiding behind your neighbor's fence. It's the kind of anime that reminds you sometimes life's weird, magical, and chaotic, but that's what makes it beautiful. The Eccentric Family won't just make you want to touch grass. It'll make you want to hug a raccoon and call it cousin. Now on number 8, we have The Garden of Words. If your name was Makoto Shinkai on heartbreak mode, The Garden of Words is him on full poetic, rainy day, let me slow pan on a single leaf for 30 seconds mode. This anime is 35 minutes long, and somehow made me feel like I'd lived, loved, lost, and aged 10 years in a park. Plot: a 15-year-old boy skips school to sketch shoes in a Tokyo garden. A mysterious older woman skips work to eat chocolate and drink beer in the rain. They bond in silence, with minimal words and maximum emotional damage. Every frame is so hyper-realistic, it feels illegal, like you'll pause it thinking it's a real photo, and then bam, a teardrop rolls down a character's cheek in 60 FPS, and you realize you've been spiritually sucker-punched by digital water. This isn't just touch grass energy, it's smell wet grass, cry in it, write a haiku, and fall in unrequited love under a tree energy. I swear the rain in this movie has more emotional intelligence than half my social circle. The garden setting? Immaculate. The vibes? Impeccable. The age gap romance? Slightly concerning, but so emotionally complex that you'll find yourself defending it like they're just lonely people finding connection, okay? Cue existential sigh. Also, this is the only anime that made me want to learn Kabbalah. Like, yes sir, design that perfect rain shoe. Chase your oddly specific dream. In short, the Garden of Words doesn't yell at you to touch grass. It invites you to sit under a gazebo, listen to the rain, and think about every person who ever misunderstood you. Bring an umbrella and tissues, lots of tissues. On number 7, we have Laid Back Camp. This anime didn't just make me want to touch grass, it made me want to sleep on it, make curry on it, and dramatically sip hot tea while gazing at Mount Fuji in silence. Laid Back Camp, aka Yuru Camp, is literally just girls camping. That's it, no drama. No villain, just tents, thermoses, and the eternal struggle of trying to light charcoal with a 100 yen lighter. But somehow, it's peak relaxation content. Watching this show is like wrapping your brain in a heated blanket and taking a nap on a mountain. Rin, the solo camping queen, rides her scooter into the wilderness like a low-key anime Gandalf, sets up camp, and reads in peace. Meanwhile, Nadeshiko is out here bringing pure golden retriever energy, making friends, and hyping up cup noodles like it's a Michelin meal. And don't even get me started on the food animation. They made sausages on a portable stove look like the height of culinary joy. Every time someone eats a bowl of stew, one feel like quitting society and becoming one with the trees. Also, the landscapes? Straight up Google Earth with vibes. Lakes reflecting sunsets, pine forests, snow-capped mountains. It's like an ASMR slideshow for your eyeballs. This anime quietly bullies you into going outside. You'll finish an episode and suddenly you're Googling affordable winter sleeping bags and wondering if your local park allows campfires. It's not about plot, it's about peace. It's about sitting in a chair that folds, sipping soup that steams, and realizing that life is kind of okay when you have snacks and a sky full of stars. Laid Back Camp doesn't just want you to touch grass, it wants you to live in it. Up next on number 6, Natsume's Book of Friends. This anime is so soft, so wholesome, it makes a kitten look emotionally unavailable. Natsume's Book of Friends is that rare kind of show where nothing explodes, nobody screams about power levels, and yet your heart's in a constant state of gentle sobbing. Meet Natsume, a quiet boy who sees spirits, not in a cool exorcise the demon way, but in a these spirits are sad and lonely and I want to hug them way. He inherits his grandma's notebook full of yokai names, basically IOUs for spirits she defeated, and now he's on a mission to return them, one name at a time. Every episode is like therapy for your inner child. You get folklore, beautiful countryside views, and emotional closure, all in 22 minutes. It's like someone looked at Bleach and said, what if instead of fighting ghosts, we just talk to them about their feelings? And let's not forget Nyanko-sensei, aka the chonky cat spirit who's 50% bodyguard, 50% wine mom. He's round, he's grumpy, he's perfect. Visually, it's nature core to the max. Like Studio Ghibli but sadder. You'll want to run through tall grass, lie in the sun, and maybe cry because a tree spirit gave you closure about your abandonment issues. I watched 3 episodes and immediately wanted to go outside and apologize to the wind. Pardon it. This isn't an anime that screams at you to touch grass. It gently guides you to a mossy rock, pats the seat beside it, and says, let's unpack your emotional baggage, friend. So if you've ever felt like crying because a mushroom spirit just wanted a hug, congrats, you're overdue for a nature walk. On number 5, we got To Your Eternity. To Your Eternity is what happens when an immortal alien orb becomes your emotional support punching bag. This anime doesn't just make you want to touch grass. It wants you to become grass, get stepped on by life, and still keep growing. It starts with a rock. No, really. Then the rock turns into a wolf, then a boy, and then chaos. Meet Fushi, the shape-shifting protagonist who learns what it means to be human by repeatedly getting traumatized. Every new friend, dead. Every emotional high, immediately followed by a soul-crushing low. It's like the anime god said, oh, you liked that character? Gone. But somehow, it's not misery porn. It's poetic, it's peaceful, and it's packed with that raw, painful beauty that makes you stare blankly at your ceiling afterward. The quiet villages, the wind in the grass, the way Fushi silently absorbs everything. Yeah, this anime wants you to unplug your phone and go hug a mountain. The emotional whiplash is real. One moment you're watching a wholesome bonding scene, and the next you're ugly crying into your ramen because a kid with a stick and too much optimism just died saving someone. The art is soft, the soundtrack is gentler than a lullaby from a sentient tree, and the themes? Life, death, memory, growth, pain. Basically, it's nature's TED Talk on why humans suck, but also why they're kinda worth it. Watching this show makes you want to walk barefoot into the woods and scream, "Why?" into the moss. Fushi may not understand feelings, but trust me, you will. Now on number 4, we have Violet Evergarden. Watching Violet Evergarden is like reading a letter written in tears, sealed with pain, and delivered by a gorgeously animated trauma angel. Violet is the most emotionally constipated war veteran you'll ever root for. She's got robotic arms, a deadpan stare, and zero clue how emotions work. But she's learning by writing love letters for other people. Let that sink in. She can't feel feelings, but she's out here ghostwriting confessions and helping grieving moms say goodbye. Violet is the anime equivalent of someone Googling how to be human and accidentally becoming the most emotionally literate person in the room. And can we talk about the visuals? Kyoto Animation didn't have to go this hard. Every frame is like a watercolor painting gently punching you in the heart. The way the light hits her mechanical hands, I cried. The way a single tear rolls down someone's cheek while a piano plays in the background, I cried harder. The way Violet blinks slowly, full-on breakdown. This show makes you want to write a letter to your past self, hug a tree, pet a cat, and reflect on the meaning of "I love you" while staring at a sunset like you're in a perfume commercial. Also, why does grass look so damn soft in this anime? Like, Violet could just lay down in a field and cure my seasonal depression. You watch one episode and suddenly you're on Etsy looking up vintage ink pens and stationery with flower embossing. You don't just want to touch grass. You want to handwrite your apology to it. Moral of the story: emotionally repressed war dolls deserve love too. On number 3, Mushishi. Mushishi is like if Studio Ghibli and Bob Ross had a baby, raised it in a forest with no Wi-Fi, and taught it to whisper wisdom instead of talk. Watching this anime is like drinking herbal tea with your soul. Every episode is a slow, moss-covered hug from nature itself. There are no battles, no fan service, no plot armor, just a white-haired man named Ginkgo walking through misty villages, solving supernatural problems like a chill ghost therapist. The Mushi, they're these mysterious, invisible life forms. Basically nature's cryptid. They're not evil, just vibing. But when they mess with humans, Ginkgo pulls up like, "Don't worry, I gotcha." I read a scroll about this once. The music, gentle wind chimes and bamboo flutes. The scenery, trees. More trees. Mist. A single leaf falling in slow motion. You'll be halfway through an episode before realizing you haven't blinked or moved in 15 minutes. You didn't watch Mushishi. Mushishi watched you. This show makes you want to live in a wooden house in the mountains, drink rainwater, and only speak in riddles. It's spiritual. It's haunting. It's the closest thing to meditating without actually meditating. After one episode, I stood outside barefoot for 5 minutes. After 2, I considered growing moss on my soul. No joke, Ginkgo is the therapist the world needs. Unbothered, moisturized, in his lane, healing others. Mushishi doesn't yell, "Touch grass." It silently points at it while playing a shakuhachi flute, and you just obey. Up next on number 2, a silent voice. If anxiety had a voice, it'd whisper, "Watch this." And that's how a silent voice snuck into our hearts, wrecked them, then gave them a soft blanket and a redemption arc. This anime pulls a sneaky one. You start off thinking it's about bullying, and it is. But then it hits you with guilt, forgiveness, trauma, sign language, and oh, right, depression, with a side of social anxiety. I swear, by the time you reach the fireworks scene, you're not crying because it's sad, you're crying because it's real. Shoya, our ex-menace-turned-silent boy, spends the entire movie trying to make amends with Shoko, a deaf girl he once bullied. It's raw, uncomfortable, and painfully human. And the cinematography? Chef's kiss. Every frame makes you want to lie in a park somewhere and contemplate whether you were ever a good person. And can we talk about the grass? The park bench scenes? The riverbank walks? This anime physically dares you to go outside and process your emotions like a functioning adult. But instead, we watch it under a blanket like a goblin with a tub of ice cream. Drool. Also, that scene with the X's over everyone's faces? Iconic. Relatable. Been there. Avoided eye contact with half my town like I was in a stealth game too. In short, a silent voice doesn't just make you want to touch grass. It makes you want to apologize to the grass, sit with it, cry with it, and promise to be better. Finally at the top, on number 1, we have placed your name. You ever fall in love so hard you change time and space to find someone, only to forget their name? Yeah, welcome to Your Name, the anime equivalent of a Tumblr poem that hits like a truck at 3 a.m. Makoto Shinkai looked at the sky and said, yeah, I'll emotionally ruin millions with this view. At first, it's all fun and freaky body-swapping shenanigan. Haha, I'm a girl now, time to poke some boobs. But then, boom, you're hit with meteor lore, rural nostalgia, and the kind of longing that makes you want to book a one-way ticket to a random countryside town and cry into a vending machine coffee. This film will have you looking out your window like you're the protagonist in a music video, rethinking your high school crush, and wondering if you too are cosmically bound to someone in another timeline. Pro tip, you're not. But it's fun to pretend. Also, shout out to Radwimps for making every scene feel like an emotional breakup you never had. Like, why am I sobbing to a montage of teenagers writing on their hand? In conclusion, Your Name will make you want to touch grass, climb a mountain at sunrise, and dramatically scream, "Who are you?" into the wind. You won't do it, but you'll want to. And sometimes that's enough. And there you have it, 10 anime so soothing and soul refreshing, they practically come with a built-in nature soundtrack. If this list made you want to actually go outside, or at least open a window, then I've done my job. Which one made you want to jump into a forest, or maybe just hug a tree? Drop your favorite touch grass moment in the comment. And hey, if you like this chill countdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell, because more vibes and meme anime goodness are always coming your way. Thanks for watching, stay cozy, and remember, sometimes the best way to touch grass is with your heart. Peace out.